That's how y'all gonna be looking. All right. Hey, what's yeah, I'm trying to get in here. Hey, what's up, everybody? It's the Two Live Crew, and we are back again for another week of hood movie reviews and a trending topic. You know how we do. So I want to say what's up to the real Tanya. Really? That's what we get? Okay. First Lady Sasha with the dude that cannot be stopped and stick to the script. He sticks to the script. And it's me, your girl, Trixie. It was a series on YouTube and I really enjoyed it. It's called Tough Love.
Oh, bridges burn, of bridges burn. This time I'll do things differently.
Pick up.
Oh, struggling, of struggling.
I got this.
Oh, giving in.
But I'm not! This person's just gonna let a man just keep walking over her!
And I keep away from you.
Stick to the script because he always feels like something is a chick flick. So let's see what he thought about this.
It's catered to women, and it is a chick flick to me. But it also has men who participate, and it shows both sides. It shows women as well as males, the men. Sorry, and also it shows a little bit of each person's life and how they deal with relationships or just opposite sex. I didn't know what to expect. I was pleased with the show. It was very well done. It was organized. I enjoyed it, to see black people, young black people who are professionals, actually doing some big things in their field of work, and they've been friends for years. So I will give it definitely 4.5. It was that good.
I love black love. I mean, I love love. That's just what it is to me. And like he touched on, to see professional black and young people doing good at a young age, I think it was awesome to see. I think it was filmed very nicely for it to be more than one couple story that was going on simultaneously. But the way they gelled it all together, it was the way they did it, you were able to keep up. So I did enjoy it. It was a good story. And like I said, I love black love. I give it a 4.5 myself. So I enjoyed it.
What's stopping you from giving it 5?
If it would have ended or gave me the ending that I wanted, it would have been just absolutely perfect. And it would have been a 5. But, life is not perfect. A story can always have a nice ending, at least a little bit, to me.
That's not real life, though.
That's not real life.
We can do a little bit of rainbows and unicorns, just a little bit.
It kind of gives you the dynamics of different types of, each character represented a different type of person in their life and their dating stage. And I guess it could be considered a chick flick because the men kind of were all dogs in a way. All dogs. It was the guy that was a dog, but he was in love with his lady, taking care of her now, but he had put her through so much pain in the past. There was the dog that wouldn't admit he was a dog, so lied to the girl all the time. And then there was the guy that he was an honest dog, and he was just like, it is what it is. You either want to be down or you don't. You had a hurt woman. You had a woman with a secret, I guess is the best way to describe her, but faithful, but took a lot of mess from her man. And the other one is what we call like maybe the stupid woman.
She was bitter.
Not the stupid, but like just all head over heels in love, and
what's up with that?
And just kept getting abused and abused and abused.
The hopeful lover. That's what.
The hopeful lover. So I'm sure there's different names for this, but they all. So the premise of it was they were in a tight situation where they needed some money, based in New York. The drone shots were beautiful. This inspired me to get a drone years ago. I thought it brought the production level up. But since we talked about the movie last week having bad sound, it did have bad sound at probably the first season, and halfway through they started doing ADR. But they got it together. But again, like last week, it was so good in the storyline that you let that go. You know what I'm saying? I mean, excellent. This was like excellent writing, excellent directing.
It was.
It was wonderful. But so the storyline is they need money, and so they go to like a therapist. They have to talk about their relationships to a therapist to get a certain amount of money at the end. So that's how we move through the series. It was great to me, and that's why I recommended this. I saw it years ago, and if they did another season, I'd be ready to watch it and see what happened. But I doubt that that's going to happen. So, and I think they even got on a cable show with this series. So they went from YouTube to cable. So that's inspirational to me as a filmmaker. As far as Fagos go, I'm going to give it, I should give it 5, but because we were so hard on the group last week for the bad sound, I'm just going to have to give it 4 and a 5. But I'm going to give it that, as one of our viewers said, I'm going to give it 4.5 red pops, but I'm going to give it a bag of barbecue Buttermade potato chips to go on the side.
Hey! Like I said before, I really enjoyed it. Tanya, you summed it up. I just want to point out that they got it was better than I expected it to be. Like the acting was good. Like sometimes, like I've just watched a few all African American cast movies, and I was like, hey, this acting like gotta go. But they were like professional. The acting was good. It just really brought up a lot of. It made the characters had to face things in their relationship that they wouldn't normally want to face or whatever. They had to face that. Even though this was filmed, the series was filmed probably a few years back, they were still talking about relevant issues. One issue they talked about was R. Kelly. And it's so interesting to hear the different perspectives from the men and the women, how they view each thing. And then they talked also about Bill Cosby.
Yeah, breaking down and crying like it just happened yesterday. Are y'all really so sad about it?
Are y'all kidding me? Y'all are joking, right? Okay, so let's see what happens when you guys have little girls and they get raped. I'm just saying, let's see what happens when a super powerful man takes advantage of them and they're too afraid to come out. What are you gonna do? You're gonna tell them to just get over it and get on with their lives?
Yeah, Jordan has a point.
But it's all still accusations. Nothing's been proven.
Oh, please. So over 40 women are lying. Janice Dickinson, Carla Ferrignoa, Beverly fucking Johnson? What do they have to lie about?
They're trying to ruin the man. They want to tear down one of the few positive black figures we have.
Oh my God, he's not Cliff Huxtable, he's Bill Cosby. People are so caught up on his TV character, they can't even face the truth.
Yeah, he hasn't really had too many good things to say about black people in the past.
I can't believe you guys are buying into this. That's what they want you to do.
He might be getting out, y'all. He's filing an appeals and stuff, and I don't know. His wife is hopeful, so we'll see. But back to Tough Love. Like I said, it was put together very well. And once I started watching it, I'm like, I gotta watch the next episode. Like I found myself like staying up, like, okay, I'm on one more episode and that's it. It's interesting to hear the things that men say about certain subjects and the things that women say about the same subject. I'm gonna give it the 5 Fagos because it kept me watching. I wanted to see the next one. And I mean, the acting didn't suck. It was good. Mm-hmm. So the storyline and everything was good. And where they go from there, from that first, two other things I wanted to say. Like when I got off into the second season, I noticed how the opening was like so much better. Like it reminded me of I don't know if y'all watch Power, but the opening to Power, I was looking at it, I was like, oh, okay, I see what y'all doing. But they got better, so it's like the things that could have gone wrong in season 1, they took the advice or whatever, the criticism, and they just made it better. And I liked the music throughout. Like I needed to find some of those artists that they was using.
Yeah.
The artists. I'm like, man, this music is dope. Five Fago Rock and Rock. The real Tanya, you want to usher us into some trending topics?
Sure. There's so many trending topics right now. You know, we still in the middle of it seemed like a race war. Race wars. Like, which I feel like that's what they wanted to happen, you know. I don't know. It's just so much going on.
Right.
Yeah, but I'll just say this, you know, like people talk about, you know, black on black crime or whatever like that as a problem that we don't address. But for the most part, I have been hearing about people getting hung and stuff like that. Like black people, a black woman was just set on fire by white men in Atlanta. A white guy unloaded on a group of black people. But it's not like black people are doing this to white people. People really can't say racism is not still a problem or doesn't exist, because where is all this coming from? You mad that police shoot us? What is going on? And then for the most part, all the hangings were suicides. You're outside hanging from a tree and they're calling it a suicide. But I think the last one, they're investigating. But yeah, it's sad, and it's like I want black people to be safe, you know, especially the women, but it's almost like we're gonna have to do something to look out for each other, like get strategic about it. So that's one of the topics.
Do you carry?
Me?
Yeah.
Nah. People be dead already.
So
you know what I'm saying? No, but I'm thinking about it though. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm really considering it. I'm not carrying now, but I'm considering it.
I'm definitely considering, and I am going to do it. So, First Lady?
I don't carry, but I've been considering it. It has its pros and cons to it, so but I've been considering it.
Yeah.
How about you, Sticks?
I want to. Ever since I picked up one, I wanted to. So it ain't even about protection. I just wanted to learn how to shoot. So it just so happened to be for protection.
Cause you would rip somebody apart with your bare hands, huh? You a third degree black belt.
No, it's not
your
even.
Your hands is registered as lethal weapon.
It's probably
right here.
Yeah, it's more to it. It's more to it protecting yourself, and you know when you talk to people. But it's something to consider, and especially if you're black, it's really something to consider. So
I know First Lady was talking about the school resuming.
Well, here in Atlanta, in our district, we started school on August the 3rd. And today they had a meeting, and in this meeting they decided to you had two choices: resume school as usual, or your kids can enroll in digital learning. Now, once they enroll in digital learning, they have to be in digital learning for a semester. Before they can come back to the school, you can't start it in the beginning and then switch over. You have to wait. You have to work in it the whole semester. But the thing is with the school, they had a lot of parent questions. And that parent questions was they wanted to see what it would look like to be operating the school at every day. I know the one thing that they pointed out was they closing the public water fountains, but they had once said to close down the cafeteria, which now the cafeterias are open. Masks are not required. They encourage, but it's not required. But they said that they may update it within the next 30 days. But the only other hang up with that is they're giving parents a choice to choose digital learning, and the deadline for that is July 10th. So if you're still giving out deadlines 30 days out, that's past the deadline to choose for digital learning. So if you try to wait on that, then you pass that deadline, which would mean your kids will go to school, and school's supposed to be traditional this year, which I think it was a little shocking for a lot of parents.
So with that information, will your son be attending digital
I
in class?
think our family has decided that my son will be attending digital learning. When you know somebody personally that has had COVID, then it makes things different. And for him, he's part of Sigma fraternity. So one of his frat brothers passed away early in March from COVID-19. So he has a different view than you would think for the average 13-year-old. But even with that, it's a lot of other schools that's been across the counties that decided to do that. And one of the other websites that I thought was very interesting was Louisiana. Now, Louisiana has decided to do in-person, remote, or hybrid, which hybrid I think was a good solution. And I thought that that would have been really good because they split the days the kids attend school, but they also do remote learning along with the person to person. But they put that on there. Those were their choices. They also said that it's not mandatory for the kids to wear masks. They're gonna encourage small groups whenever possible. But the bottom line on this whole thing is that they said schools should plan and expect some students will get COVID-19, which I thought was very interesting. And
that's crazy.
I'm a single parent, not by choice. I'm a widow. Having your husband to pass away and you only have your one and only child that's living on this earth. Do you send them out in the deep water and just expect for them to swim, or will you help them stay afloat? We as parents, we promote success for our children. So with those choices, you choose the choice that will best fit you and your family.
Right. So let me ask you this.
Be the norm.
Because I kind of feel like a kid can take it, but maybe not, like when put your son in that situation because of asthma and stuff.
Right.
Would you have your son get vaccinated?
No. Because we take the vaccine for the flu every year. My son, he's had the flu 2 times. So do I think the vaccine is the issue? I mean, is the resolution? I don't think that's the resolution. I think it's going to have to run its course, and I don't think we've given it enough space for it to run its course. I think that's the whole thing with that. And my thing is, they think young children are okay with it, but then you always got that, that small percentage. Would I want to take that chance on my only child to be in that percentage to just try it out? No, I don't think so.
Oh, you feeling that, sis?
And I'm covering him.
That's right. That's right. I don't know. COVID is just so very annoying. It's like not going anywhere. The whole prepare for this second wave and all of that. Yeah. Hey, we're not out of the initial COVID business,
But I will say this kind of like
a wave. What is that?
About COVID, like I know I've been hearing on the news about how all of these new cases has spiked and all of this and that. But unlike the first time, or not necessarily personally, but I knew people that were getting sick and I knew people that passed from it. Or so they say, because they're saying that they label everything COVID.
I believe that. I'm not even kidding you.
Because the numbers and hospitals get a kickback, and when you put somebody on the ventilator you get more money, all of that kind of stuff. But this time when they're talking about the new cases, I'm not knowing anybody, so I feel like that's a little strange to me, that I haven't heard of anybody. Like last time, one of my Facebook friends, I started seeing all the RIP and all of that kind of stuff, and I'm like, what happened? And they said it was COVID and stuff like that. But this time there's no connection even down the line, so that's just
I think they
had
to drum it back up because we spent so much time on protests on George Floyd and all of that, and it was like, oh, so we got to get back to news, guys, so let's start. I'm not saying COVID does not exist, I'm not saying any of that, but I am saying that it's like let's push it out there so they can be extra scared and fearful. They are saying like different things. Okay, the mask, yes, but who is the mask protecting? Is it protecting you from getting something, or is it protecting someone else from getting any type of thing from you, germs or whatever from you? And when they keep saying, like Texas, now they saying Texas is, oh, they just got all of these cases now and this and that. But let me tell you what the governor said. He said, okay, they said that 5,000 new cases in one day for the state of Texas. First of all, do you know how huge Texas is? Okay, do you know 5,000 sounds like a lot, but across the state, that's like
Texas.
really not a lot. But they make it like, oh, it's just like this. It's cases, not death. But the governor urges you to stay home, but he refuses to close businesses down.
Well,
I'll wear my mask.
Is, even with the mask is a courtesy to others. Because even in talking, they say they're droplets. We're just talking.
Right.
So it's just a common courtesy. You don't want anybody, even without this COVID, you respect people's personal space. You didn't go up in their face and just be talking in their face, because you be like,
most people don't.
Well, get back,
Yeah. Because even with the mask, you still expect it to stay the 6 feet away.
And even with my son, and he's an outdoor kid, loves the outdoor, doesn't have the desire to do that.
Yeah, it's crazy.
All I know is if I walk the track, run the track or something, I'm not wearing a mask out in the open and in the air. If you're in a confined space, you definitely should wear the mask.
And confined all day in a building that don't have open windows.
Yeah. So can you imagine?
You going in the lunchroom and y'all elbow to elbow.
Yeah.
And you can't wear a mask while eating.
Do y'all believe that it's still hard for me to believe that it's over 100,000 people have died from it? Like it's globally, I can believe that, but here in the United States, I was like, that's over 2,000 people. Yeah. Well, let's say this. I believe it's been over 1 million people in the nation that's probably gotten infected. But for it to be 100,000 people to die, that's over 2,000 people in each state that we still claim to die in 3 months. And I was just like, that doesn't even happen in a war. That's not even in a war. I think they inflated that.
Yeah.
Just because, like you said, somebody mentioned before, you saying that people died from maybe another cause, and it might be they were infected with COVID, but it might have not been contagious. There's a lot of people that aren't showing signs, and that's crazy to me. And I do believe we just can't. I just don't trust America.
And did you see D.L. Hughley?
Yeah, I saw that. I was just about to mention him. Yeah, he passed out, but what happened was he went for exhaustion and dehydration, but he also came down with COVID, but he said, I had no signs. He said, outside of being dehydrated.
But then he passed out a second time at home.
I was like, but he's quarantined. He's probably he might be on his fourth, maybe fifth day right now.
Yeah, but he was on tour, right?
Yeah, he was. He was doing like a digital thing, they said. It's like, I guess it's a couple of people there, but it's mostly done over like how we're doing, social media.
Okay.
So, but who knows? But like I said, I think it's more so the way he's dealing with it. I think those are going to be the cases now. It may not affect everybody. You might have that fever. I was just having a conversation with my mother, and she was just saying like there was like a dozen women or however they meet up, and they were just so ready to get out the house, went to a bar. None of them came to the bar with any signs of COVID. Didn't have it, no signs. Once they left that bar, they all contracted it. Like, I don't understand why go somewhere where they ask you to be courteous and do this, and they put it up there. If you don't abide by the rules, I believe they have the right not to serve you. Go away. I don't understand. It doesn't matter whether your feelings or whatever, and it's certain people that's going
to
act out. Just
trying to get in Walmart.
Go.
Right. The thing about the mask, though, guys.
We know about it. We know about that too. But
what I was about to say.
No, I'm just saying, like, there's a lot of stories, and then they're trying to narrow it down to where it doesn't protect you from getting it. It's a lot of things. That doesn't protect you. You can still catch it with it. Blah,
But
blah,
do
blah.
that make
But that's
sense to
not what I
y'all
was gonna say.
No,
It's
I wasn't
gonna
gonna
keep
say.
the stuff in there. But what I was
Yeah.
gonna say was, at the same time that the mask is protecting other people from you, it's still making you unhealthy.
Mhm.
Period. Being in the house all the time is making you unhealthy. Vitamin D is the best vitamin you can get to fight COVID. If you're in the house all the time, you're not getting vitamin D. You can probably take a supplement, but it's hard for your body to
Naturally
process a supplement, vitamin D. So the main things that's going to help you, fresh air, not breathing your own carbon dioxide, and the sunlight, we not getting it if you following their rules. So it's like, you have to make sure you getting outside, you working out, you know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. You have to make sure that you're breathing in oxygen, especially if you have a high blood pressure and things of that nature. So it's like, I see people all the time walking down the street with masks on, and I'm like, take it off,
Yeah, I'm gonna say this. It doesn't make sense to actually ride around in your car with your mask on. It's you breathing your own stuff. If nobody else has been in there, that makes no sense. But you do what you do. When you said about being outside, it's like how many people are really out taking advantage of going outside and being in the sun during the day. And a lot of people are trying to go out now at night. So there ain't no vitamin D going on.
Why are people going out at night to you? I don't feel like
no. If you
because freaks come out at night.
no,
that's
from
when
my
he coming
timeline,
out at night.
no, I don't go out at all.
No, go ahead.
We playing with you. We playing.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Y'all can do what y'all want. I'm not going out for my own reasons to protect my people.
Hey, do you have to wear a mask at work for your whole shift?
No, not really. I mean, you choose to, but it gets in the way, and it's feel like Tanya's saying, it's hard for me to breathe. And I get my son, I take my mask off. Now, when people approach me, we're gonna sit there and have a conversation. I do put it on. I'm not trying to hug you up, but I'll do put it on. But yeah, but it's just different ways. But like you said, the vitamin D is important. But shoot, honestly, there's only a certain percentage of the population that can't be out in the sun too long. I'm just gonna keep it at that. That's what you can't stay out there. So
what about those coming down with COVID?
No, we don't know that. I'm not gonna say
we
it.
do know that. We do know that.
But we do know. Well, we know that. Hold on. We knew back in April when those people did go out and was out and getting a lot of sunny D. They was getting infected too by being around each other during the day.
Well, when I heard about deaths, it was said that Black people was dying from COVID.
But listen, y'all. Speaking of the deaths, okay, and it being labeled COVID, what happened to, I guess I will have to do research on this. How many people die we'll just say in the United States, how many people die every day? Just before COVID even came along, how many people just die every day in the United States anyway? And what happened to people that had cancer, all of these diseases that were terminally ill? People die every day. Not every person is dying from COVID. And then that is what they're making it out to be to me. It's like, the spike in the people. Did everybody go? Did 5,000 people go all on the same day? Like after they was out all day and it's like, hey, let's go get tested for COVID. And they tested them, and to my understanding, it take a couple days, right, to get results.
It's been shortened now. It's been shortened. Remember,
it
was taking over 14 days or something. It was crazy.
Or did really 5,000 people around the huge, humongous state of Texas really come down? I mean, be diagnosed with COVID. I'm not trying to downplay it because I know it's a thing.
How did the testing get better?
Right.
Nobody
Who
says
says
that.
the testing has gotten better? I don't necessarily believe it's gotten better.
I still believe that you lied to me that it take that long. I don't care whether the numbers is whatever. It don't take no doggone the way medical is now.
You get mad.
But just even think about all the contaminated tests that people took. When people took the test, they gave them COVID.
Yeah.
And that's documented. Yeah. So you go in there and get tested. Yep, you got it. And that was just that.
Yeah, right. And then you got like you said, if people don't have, which at that time you didn't have the proper protective equipment, like you said, you cross-contaminating. So a lot of people, if it's over 1 million people that's been affected, okay, I can understand where, it might be up that number. To, like I said, that death toll is crazy. 120,000
But
are
how many
dead because
people
of
are
COVID.
in the United States? Like that's still a low number.
No, but I'm saying,
It's a big number for a lot
for
of
3
people
months.
that die.
For
But
3
I'm
months,
saying,
it's a big number. For
so
3 months, that's a big number.
For what I found out, though, just from the whole riots and the Black Lives Matter type thing, it's 35 million Black people in the United States. So we the minority.
I actually thought it was more than that. I thought it was like 40 plus, but it's still small.
Am I telling the truth? 35 million?
You're probably right. It's between 35 and 40.
Out of 35 million people, 35 million, 100,000 is what, 10% of 1 million? So it's still a low number, even though it's high. You know what I'm saying?
But do you believe that actually, I can believe infection, but that many people dying from this infection?
Oh, I don't know. But people
That's
dying,
what I was saying.
and we still got to play it safe. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking all this stuff, but I'm going to wear my mask, even though the cloth mask don't work.
And see, that's what I was saying about my son. You know, I'm not going to let him be part of the study. Even though they like all the kids come back to school, he's not participating in that study.
Yeah. And then First Lady's son is actually old enough to actually wear it, put his sanitizer on too. You still got kindergartners, kids who gonna want to play and see their friends.
Nasty, baby, little kids.
They don't need to be in school. They don't need
to be at the playground and everything else though.
I'm telling you, elementary school, it's kind of difficult to see elementary students being in school, and you know what they're gonna do. They're gonna play. They're gonna be nasty and dirty. That's their natural thing.
And they're not gonna social distance.
Let me say this random thing, and Tanya probably don't put this in there, but I was talking to my son today. I was talking to my son today, and I was like, how come every time I'm driving and I look at a white person, they in their nose? Why? I saw a man the other day, he had the pinky finger. He was, and I'm like, how are you pulling out of this driveway when you so busy? I'm like, oh my God, I could just be sitting there and I look over and they be.
So Trixie, if you had the tinted windows, you know you want to do that, right?
Huh?
I said, if you had the tinted windows, you know you would want to be in your nose too. You sounded a little jealous because that white person don't care. That white man didn't care. That's what it was.
I have Kleenex in my car. If I have to blow my nose, I will do such.
Oh, well, when you got that pinky, y'all, you like, let me go ahead and get it. It's right there. I got to dig deep. Oh, digging.
No,
be careful about messing with your nose and your mouth. This is not the time for that.
But COVID is a complicated situation.
Not the time for that. Not the time.
Stared at the guy like, are you?
I thought we would be in the clear by now, like at least for the summer. Like the cases
remember
down.
What's the heat, the temperature that kills it?
But see, I got a cousin that work in the lab. He said that temperature that usually would kill a virus ain't killing this virus.
Ain't killing that.
And he always looking at stuff.
Misinformation.
Hey, this
no, it's not a normal virus.
Yeah,
it's not a normal virus.
They gave this information though. It's like,
we got so much misinformation.
Yeah.
And see, and even over in like Taiwan, they said don't wear a mask unless you have it. You protect people by having the mask.
Taiwan got a country.
If you have it.
That black dude named Taiwan.
Taiwan. I don't know. I could be pronouncing it wrong.
That's right.
But he said wearing a mask is going to force you to touch your face all the time to adjust the mask, and that's just going to spread it. Right. So they suggested people didn't wear, but our people said it did.
Constantly it's thinking too about
you. That's what I was about to say. If you make a conscious decision, do not touch your face, then you just not gonna touch your face.
Even if I'm out, and you be like, and I'm like, ooh.
Yeah, there you go. You saw what Sticks just did, right? Because even if I need to push my glasses up, I'm doing it just like this.
Right.
I'm just
okay. We're gonna have to monitor y'all one day to see how many times you touch your face.
I'm serious.
Period versus.
I know I've caught myself, and I'm like, "Ooh, dang!"
I always get just in my mask.
Trixie wants to put dig in her nose. Tanya hates.
No, I don't.
Whatever.
I can't stand that.
Tanya said, "No, you don't have to wear your mask, but I'm gonna wear mine just in case." And First Lady said, "Well, I'm just not gonna touch my face.
Not.
I hate the mask, y'all. I feel like we all around here looking stupid. You know,
I like it.
that's the way I
kind of for
I
years
got
they
one.
always be having on masks, and I always would wonder like, why y'all wearing masks again?
Yeah, here we are. Trump called it the Chinese virus, and I'm gonna stick with that.
He called
China
it
flu.
China
Hong
virus.
flu.
Chinese
Hong
flu.
Kong flu.
Only because they tried to say the Africans took the virus out, so I'm putting it back on them.
Yeah.
They're like, get rid of these Africans. They bringing corona over here. Like, get out of here. And I heard they testing the vaccines on the Africans right now.
Yeah,
the place that hardly got them. Here come the Africans being the guinea pigs, like they said they wouldn't let them be this time.
They ought to rip
back in the 60s and 70s again, like they did. They've been on their virus protection thing or whatever, awareness and all that. So America, we should be probably doing. We see the numbers going up, but it's probably gonna hit again, probably by late July.
Flu season. It's gonna be flu season.
It's gonna
People
be
gonna have legit the flu or a common cold, but that whole COVID coronavirus is a cold virus. It is a cold virus, but it's just more expensive because it's.
And the thing is, why do people even get flu shots? Or can you die from the flu? Is that why people take flu shots? Like,
yeah, you can definitely.
It's so.
I took the flu shot twice.
It deals with, and it always deals with your age. It deals with your age. That's why I haven't either. I won't take the COVID.
I told my doctor, she was like, "Why won't you take it?" I'm like, "Why do you want to give it to me so bad?" Well, why won't you take it? I said, "Because you're all getting stuff into black people." Yeah. And she was like, "Ooh, that wasn't that long ago either." I was like, "Yeah, like why would I voluntarily take a flu shot? I think I can handle it." But guys, we're gonna have to end it here.
Yeah.
Everybody stay safe out there, especially black people. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all look out for each other.
Yeah.
And love on each other. You know, we need a lot of prayer. Our nation is jacked up right now.